Hello and welcome to episode 16. When people come to me for help and support with their visibility, speaking, preparing for podcasts, all of this kind of outward stuff, they sometimes just want that step-by-step strategy, and I'm more than happy to give that, and I do all of that work inside my Speak Up program. But what I always want to do is to just float the idea that sometimes it isn't a strategy that you need. Sometimes it's a shift of mindset. Sometimes it's facing your fear. Sometimes it's about sitting with the fact that you're going to be more visible, and what does that mean, and how do you feel, and how does it feel to be the next version of yourself. And that is the work that most people don't want to do, because it's like, just give me the email contact, Nikki, just hook me up. And it's like, yeah, I can. And how do you feel about yourself? What do you need to work on before you put yourself in that place and space? How's your confidence? Do you have any self-doubt? And I'm not doing it from a point the finger, because we all have it. And I've had to and will continue to do so, my own work around this. It's not always about the strategy. It's about your blocks and your stops. And sometimes those are obvious. Sometimes those are things that you can identify. And you're like, oh, I'm just quite a nervous person. But sometimes it's going on underneath, and you hadn't maybe clocked that you always do that. Could be something like you always seem to miss the deadline, or you talk yourself out of sending the email because, they're probably not going to even read it anyway, or whatever the stuff is. I've had clients who talk about all these external things like they know this is the truth, and they don't know. They're just projecting. They're just assuming these things. All people, nobody ever. It's not true. People are making decisions all the time. People are looking for new talent, and you could be that for them as well. Another thing that I do inside Speak Up is I really help you to create a mission and a vision that is bigger than your fear. And there is always so much conversation around nerves and being fearful and wanting to be authentic and but also being really frozen in that process. I think personally, a bit of nerves is good. People would say it shows you care and a little bit of nervous energy. But not to the point where I stand on the stage and they go, hi guys, just to let you know, I'm really nervous today and I don't really like public speaking and this is really out of my comfort zone. Even if that is the case, don't tell the audience that, because as soon as you do, the audience is like, oh, here we go. We're going to have to look after her then. You don't want that. As the leader, as the expert, you want to be able to be the person that drives it. And so being able to keep that in check, by being able to have this big mission and vision, it begins to turn down the fear and all of that low frequency energy. The third thing I really teach you to do inside Speak Up is to constantly reframe things. I think that it can be really easy to get yourself in a loop, in a self-sabotage, into a way of thinking that is not helpful. Things like, it's not happening quick enough. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody's paying for this right now. It's really difficult to do these sorts of things. I'm going to have to wait until I get an audience of 1 million people before I can even join the conversation. No, it's not the case. There is always something that you can do right now. You can get cracking. And so that reframe, that kind of snap out of it moment is so, so key. Because if you let your brain and your negative self-thoughts, limiting beliefs run the show, oh my goodness, they've got their sound system and the ghetto blaster and they're turning it up full blast. So knowing that you can reframe at any time and you can figure out what you listen to, what's helpful, what's useful, and what absolutely isn't is so key to your progress and ultimately your success. I would love to hear from you. If you are ready to join Speak Up, the best thing to do is to check out the information down below. When you get to the checkout page, don't forget to add magic at checkout because that will save you 20% and you can get stuck in immediately. If you go for option 2 or 3, I will be in touch very shortly to get started and go on this journey with you. I cannot wait. Lots of love. And also there's a full length workshop there too. So if you haven't watched it, you can dive in. Lots of love and subscribe to the playlist.